Thousands of jobs available in Tijuana, but according to the Associated Press, most of the migrants say they are determined to enter the U.S. For the last month, President Trump has been trying to do anything he can to stop that from happening, though. And now he's threatening to completely close the border if Mexico doesn't do more to secure its side.
We find that it gets to a level where we are going to lose control or where people are going to start getting hurt. We will close entry into the country for a period of time until we can get it under control.
To the entire border?
The whole border. I mean the whole border. We will close the border.
Now, shutting the border for any period of time would have a major economic impact on both countries. The State Department estimates $1.7 billion worth of goods and services cross the border legally every day. On Thursday, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo suggested the administration is trying to protect the migrants themselves, saying in part, the caravans will not be permitted to enter the United States. There are real dangers to the safety and human rights of migrants from those who would prey on them. Now, Pompeo said he is working with Mexican officials to address the migrant caravans, including opportunities to create jobs in southern Mexico, where a lot of these migrants are passing through on their way north. Though we should point out that as we're seeing in Tijuana, most of the migrants don't want jobs in Mexico. They are determined to come to the United States no matter what steps the administration takes. Robin Jillian?
This is far from over. Thank you.
Interesting story. Garrett, thanks. All right, a Fox News alert. Holiday shopping turning deadly overnight. A teenager opening fire at a mall in Alabama, shooting 2 people during a fight. Panicked shoppers hiding in store closets, fearing for their lives.
It was crazy in every direction, and I just started praying that God would give the police wisdom and accuracy of shot, protect the victims.
Well, the gunman was shot dead by police. His 2 victims are in the hospital.
Also breaking overnight, dozens are hurt after a charter bus overturns on an icy road. The bus carrying the University of Washington marching band flipping on its side on its way to tonight's Apple Cup game against Washington State. Nearly 40 of the 56 people on board are injured, but none are serious. So that's the good news there.
Former FBI Director James Comey is vowing to fight a subpoena to testify before Congress behind closed doors. But he claims that he is happy to sit for a public hearing.
Matt Finn joins us live as House Republicans fight for answers about the Russia probe. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. It was a turn of events on Thanksgiving. The House Judiciary Committee wants to question James Comey and Loretta Lynch to see if they had any anti-Trump bias at the FBI and DOJ during the 2016 elections that might have affected their agencies when it came to the Clinton email and Trump-Russia collusion case. Comey tweeted yesterday morning on Thanksgiving, quote, "Happy Thanksgiving. Got a subpoena from House Republicans. I'm still happy to sit in the light and answer all questions, but I will resist a closed door thing because I've seen enough of their selective leaking and distortion. Let's have a hearing and invite everyone to see." Now, there is some disagreement on whether the hearing should be public. Democrats want them open session, but Republicans, including the chairman of the committee, Republican Bob Goodlatte, say the session must be private to protect the integrity of the questioning. An attorney for Comey said the subpoena is a stunt and an abuse of power to support a false narrative. As the Republicans' control of the House Judiciary Committee is winding down, Democrats call these subpoenas unfortunate. Comey has been asked to appear for a closed-door session on December 3rd. Lynch has also been asked to appear next month. So, Rob and Jillian, stay tuned. We'll see if this round of questioning reveals some new information.
Okay. Thank you very much, Matt.
All right, Matt, thanks. Despite growing tensions between the U.S. and China, President Trump insists that the 2 countries can work out a trade deal.
But China wants to make a deal. If we can make a deal, we will. If something happens, that would be a great thing. I'd be very happy about that. I'm very prepared. I've been preparing for it all my life.
Now, the president will meet with his Chinese counterpart at the G20 summit in Argentina next week.
But ahead of those tough talks with China, the president enjoying his Thanksgiving with his family at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. He also took time to thank our troops serving overseas.
Melania and I want to express our profound gratitude for the extraordinary sacrifices you make to defend our nation while you're away from your families and loved ones. Your courage truly inspires us all.
The president also visited a Coast Guard facility, praising them for their work during the hurricanes. And the president's Thanksgiving in Florida, much warmer than we had here in New York City. Millions braving the coldest Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade ever.
It was freezing for this thing. The temperature only reached 21 degrees during that parade. Adam Klotz joins us now. And it was 21, and it was also windy, which makes it feel way worse.
Yes.
And it's going to continue, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 21, windy, but as far as the Thursday, the Thanksgiving forecast as a whole, it did get up to 28 degrees right at around 7 p.m. last night, which knocked it out of the top 3 coldest. So it turned off to not be like that record breaker for the entire. It was really cold, though, and it's still really cold out there this morning. As we're talking about, once again, temperatures down into, when the colors match my suit, that's when you know it's getting really cold out there. 8 degrees in New York City, 4 degrees, -1 degrees. These are feels like temperatures in Boston. You run a little farther inland and you're getting into the negatives. So it is absolutely frigid out there. In the middle of the country, not nearly as bad. It was really pleasant yesterday. Going to continue to be so here for your Black Friday as temperatures running up to 50 degrees there in Kansas City, closer to freezing back in Chicago. Now, the story as far as weather, besides just these very cold temperatures, continues to be on the western side of the country. Finally, it had been so dry across California. Now maybe too much rain and too much precipitation. Some of this running up to some of those upper levels, and we see snow, winter snow warnings coming in some places for the higher elevations. This is what we're looking at there, and everything stretching back. Those are all winter storm watches and warnings. Everything in the green, those are flood watches as we continue to see heavy rain now across portions of Northern California. That is going to be something to pay attention to because we know that they've battled with all those fires. Otherwise, guys, it does warm up a little bit across the middle of the country. And even the next couple of days, it was really just a brief cool down, even for us here on the East Coast. 50 degrees by this weekend. So hopefully you bundled up for a couple days and things are bouncing back a little bit here.
Not many people can pull off that color suit.
You just go for it, lean into it, and hope it works.
Is that one of them? Don't get trampled. It's a madhouse.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
10 minutes after the hour now. The stakes couldn't be higher as President Trump gears up for his face with China next week.
I can say this, China wants to make a deal very badly.
Do you think it's going to happen?
Because of the tariffs. China wants to make a deal. If we can make a deal, we will.
But that's not the only major meeting on his agenda. We are breaking down the biggest meeting to watch for at the G20 summit.
And Hillary Clinton is calling for closed borders in Europe. This is a big statement. All right, but it's not just China that we're talking about today. Leaders from Turkey, from Russia, Saudi Arabia, a number of big players also in attendance. Here to break down what we can expect is national security analyst and international relations expert Dr. Rebecca Grant. Doctor, thanks for coming on this morning. Let's start with China. And we have this huge ongoing trade dispute and a lot of money in the balance here. Xi Jinping will be there. A lot of people think it's going to come to a head at the G20 in Buenos Aires. What do you think?
This G20 meeting is going to be as dramatic as a reality show. President Trump has been telling us all year that there may be a deal in November. So here's what's in play. The U.S. Trade Representative has over 5,000 products that are under a 10% tariff. That'll go to 25% in January. So can Trump and Xi Jinping agree to hold that off? And the reason is it's because of China's intellectual property theft of American businesses.
And they don't want to. They haven't shown any sign that they want to make a deal like that. They want to give in other places, but they haven't mentioned that. The word is that their economy is slowing. If you look at the numbers, it certainly is. They're still doing well, but they're slowing down. Does that give the U.S. an upper hand?
It's an important point. China has a great deal of debt and their economy is slowing. China is also in shock because the West has treated them with open arms for the last 20 years. Now Trump is pushing back. China may be hoping to get some support from other G20 members, but what he'll find is that most of the world knows we have to reset our trade balance with China.
Yeah.
So let's see if they're ready to deal or not.
Yeah. One of the more uncomfortable meetings that could happen potentially. We're going to have Erdogan, the leader of Turkey, and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, along with the president, all in the same room. You just had this journalist killed in Turkey, and the CIA says it was Mohammed bin Salman that ordered it. Do you think these guys get anywhere near each other at any point?
A huge question. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, both G20 members. Saudi is the only Arab nation in the G20. And so that's the question. Will they greet each other? Will they sit next to each other at a meeting? Now, note that President Erdogan has stopped just half a step short of saying that Mohammed bin Salman is responsible for this.
Yeah.
They have said highest levels, but not named the Crown Prince directly.
Yeah, these are two countries that don't really like each other to begin with before the killing of Khashoggi. Let's listen to the president talking about how important the relationship is with Saudi Arabia.
I don't know if anyone's going to be able to conclude that the Crown Prince did it. A lot of you said yesterday that they said he did it. Well, they didn't say that. They said he might have done it. That's a big difference. And frankly, if we went by this standard, we wouldn't be able to have anybody as an ally.
He makes a point there, and the relationship is much bigger, I guess you could say, than this moment, the relationship with Saudi Arabia, the importance of them in our world.
Our alliance with Saudi Arabia is hugely important. Turkey is also a very important NATO ally, and we rely on these two countries to help us push back against Iran and to stabilize that region. We have to get along with them, and ultimately they have to get along together to a degree as well. So the G20 will be a very big moment for these two world leaders.
Yeah. Another one, Vladimir Putin will be there. And the last time the president met with Vladimir Putin, he got a lot of criticism in Helsinki. What do you think about this meeting?
Well, it's a sign of how important the Saudi, Turkey, and Xi Jinping relationship are that we're almost not worried about Putin. He'll get a seat down the table befitting his relatively small economy. Yeah. Russia's economy is smaller than Canada's. So Putin will be there glowering at the capitalists. But I don't think the main drama will be with Putin. They'll all shake hands, but this is not about Putin this time.
Okay. All right. That will be interesting to see how he plays that. The French president, Emmanuel Macron, a number of other European leaders will be there. The head of the EU, I think, is going to be there as well. NATO funding, probably the biggest topic that they are disputing about at this point. Do you think anything happens there?
They'll talk that a little bit, but they all have important bilateral issues going on. Yeah. Angela Merkel, who is stepping down, will be talking with Xi Jinping as well. And Theresa May in Britain, she's just happy to be there given the turmoil over Brexit. I'm curious to see how Canada, how Trudeau and Trump get on. Let's hope for a hug or a handshake there. But there will be a number of important bilateral issues. And it shows that Trump is willing to be a smooth diplomat in this big international forum. He's upping the importance of the G20 by bringing such important issues to the table in that major international forum in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about all the different relationships he has and all of those big meetings that could happen, he's got a lot on his plate for this meeting in Argentina. Thank you so much, Doctor. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Good stuff. 19 minutes after the hour, and justice for the 4 Americans killed in Benghazi. What we just learned about the terrorists behind the deadly attack.
And the Black Friday deals aren't just for TVs anymore. We're going to tell you where to score some free food since you're going to be.
She also criticized President Trump, claiming he exploited immigration to help him win the White House.
All right, you can now see what it's like to walk a mile in a Democratic Socialist shoes. New York Congresswoman-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez handing over her beat-up campaign trail shoes. Look at those things. To the Cornell Costume Collection exhibit. She says she knocked on doors until rainwater came through the soles. She won that incredible primary there.
Holiday shoppers didn't even need to skip the pie to get good deals. Online Thanksgiving sales on pace to beat a record this year.
Tracy Carrasco from our sister network Fox Business is here with more on that. Hey, Tracy.
Good morning. Yes, according to Adobe Analytics, Thanksgiving Day is set to be one of the fastest growing retail days in online shopping history. Yesterday, $3.7 billion in sales online alone, up 29% from last year. Today, Black Friday set to bring in about $5.9 billion in online sales. That is up also about 17%. So a lot of people shopping online. We still haven't even gotten to Cyber Monday yet, which is going to be another big day.
And if you didn't eat way too much yesterday, you can get free food today.
Yes,
right?
Or maybe you've spent all of your money shopping. You need to get the freebies. There are a lot of them out there. Burger King, you've got to sign up for the Whopper Shopper site and you can get a free Whopper. Also today happens to be National Espresso Day. So Dunkin' Donuts offering $2 lattes and cappuccinos. Today through Sunday, Cheesecake Factory, if you buy a $25 gift card, you can get 2 free slices of cheesecake. Those are expensive slices of cheesecake, so that's a deal there.
Yeah, they are.
It sounds like you know from experience.
Yes, I do. And DoorDash, they've partnered with a number of restaurants, Wendy's, Applebee's, Chick-fil-A. You get free French fries given out to the first 15,000 people. The code there is Black Friday. Get it? Friday.
Oh, I get it.
Yes.
The waffle fries.
I haven't had a
so
Whopper
good.
in like 10, 12 years.
I'm hungry.
Jillian loves a good Whopper.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Tracy.
Thanks.
Tracy, thank you. 25 minutes after the hour. Going to buy a gun? You may not like this. The new proposal in one state for background checks on your social media pages.
And if standing in line for Black Friday is difficult times.
No one envisioned this Thanksgiving.
It's been a roller coaster ride.
Patty Rowe, like thousands of others in Paradise, California, has lost everything. Her house, one of the more than 13,000 to burn to the ground during the campfire. Yet she somehow is thankful.
It warms my heart, and this will stay with me for the rest of my life. The goodness that came with the fires.
That goodness coming from hundreds of strangers who are spending their Thanksgiving cooking and serving people just like Patty. Some driving more than 16 hours to help make this Thanksgiving possible. Others coming right off the fire lines to help.
I'm just grateful to be able to serve them. I mean, it's humbling and it's an honor.
Even celebrity chefs like Jose Andres lending their cooking skills.
A plate of food is the beginning of something very beautiful. A plate of food is who we are. And in a moment like this is why I think Thanksgiving is when the best of America shows up.
Andres, like Chef Guy Fieri, say, in a community with so many hurting, food can be the best medicine. Despite the Thanksgiving holiday, authorities say more than 800 police officers and firefighters spent the day sifting through the wreckage. More than 80 people killed in the campfire and hundreds still considered unaccounted for. In Chico, California, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
Forensic testing now underway at a mansion where a family was murdered and left to burn in a fire. Police say Keith Canero, his wife, and 2 kids were killed in a targeted attack and that gas cans were found near their home in New Jersey. Keith's brother Paul is under arrest for allegedly setting his own home on fire on the same day that his brother and his family were found dead. Paul's lawyer claims he's innocent of all charges. He is currently not a suspect in his family's deaths. We'll keep you posted on that. The family of an American missionary killed on a remote Indian island say that they forgive his attackers. Right now, rescuers in India are trying to figure out how to get to John Allen Cho's body. The tribe that lives on this island lived just as their ancestors did thousands of years ago. This is a very bizarre story. They attack outsiders, anybody that tries to get onto the island. They killed Chow with arrows and buried him in the sand when he tried to make contact with them.
Yeah, do more research if you're interested in that. I did a ton yesterday.
It's crazy.
Yeah, bizarre. All right, so terrorists suspected of killing Americans in Benghazi now behind bars. The Libyan army says they've captured the people responsible for killing U.S. Ambassador Christopher Stevens in 2012 and teacher Ronnie Smith in 2013. The announcement comes as military prosecutions reveal new details about those killings. Libya is working to bring justice to hundreds of cases involving unlawful killings. Iran's foreign minister slamming President Trump for being untrustworthy. Javad Zarif telling a panel in Rome that if Iran makes an agreement with the U.S. on the Iran nuclear deal, there is no guarantee it will last. The foreign minister adding he is continuing to stick to the current conditions of the deal, including the sanctions imposed by the U.S.
Well, they may not be home for the holidays, but troops around the world celebrated Thanksgiving in their own special ways. The Air Force tweeting this video showing how their meals are packed and then eaten. Looks pretty good. Yeah. And the Marines acting out their backup plan if the turkeys escape. That's funny. All right, Chief of Naval Operations John Richardson celebrated the holiday aboard the USS Truman with more than 5,000 sailors. I'm sure they had a good time.
Yeah. All right, Black Friday shopping is underway, but Cyber Monday is expected to have some of the biggest online deals of the year.
So where can we find them? Here now to give us the scoop is Kurt, the cyber guy.
Rob, good morning to you,
Happy
Jillian.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, and I am already getting ready for Cyber Monday.
Oh, we know. You've been getting ready for months, I'm sure.
Totally. $7.25 billion in spending expected that day. It'll be a record, no doubt about it, and the deals are out there, but how to get them is really the strategy you want. So winning strategy here. Make your list. Be very tight about the list of what you're shopping for, and put everything on that list into a price tracker so that constantly, whether it's now, Cyber Monday, or after the fact, you know whether that went down in price, so then you go back and you say, hey, I want that better deal. So that would give you the power.
What's a price tracker?
Something like Camel is a great website. You can enter in a SKU and it'll track it.
It follows it for you? Okay.
Yeah, so one of those, and I'll put those online later. And then use that technology to find those deals, especially checking social media of each brand's website or a retailer's website. You'll find some deals there as well. And then at the very last minute, go back, use technology again, and price compare. Before you pull the trigger, make sure you're getting the best deal.
A lot of stores will match price, though, so you just have to research and know all of that.
Right. You just have to show your phone if you're out at the in person at the store, or if you're online. You could still send a note, or you could simply go find the other better deal.
Right, exactly. Okay, so what do you have here?
We start with this. So a deal right here. This is GameStop. And what I love is I love to use their app, and then you pick up at the store because they have retail locations all throughout the U.S. And this is the time to get deals on technology and gaming-related stuff. So a PlayStation 4 bundle from GameStop. They have a very family-friendly bundle of the Spider-Man game that goes with the regular console. Regularly $299.99, and the deal is $199.99. So you're saving $100. This Pro one, PS4 Pro with Red Dead Redemption. This is a mature game, but this is super, super hot. You walked up, you say, hey, everybody's talking about that game.
I've heard about this game.
Well, this bundle right here is one of the best values, $110 value off the normal price. And you look for things like they're going to throw in gift cards with this. So this comes with a $50 gift card.
And then you can give it to someone else for Christmas.
Yes, bingo.
Boom.
See, now you know. And I mean, it's a brilliant way to save some money, and GameStop really has the perfect sort of mixture of technology and then the storefront where you can go in and pick up instead of shipping.
All right, what's next?
This is, again, look for games during this time because that's the time to really save on this one. This is Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 from Konami. You play against David Beckham in this. This is a pretty wild game. So this is for a bunch of different consoles.
You just lose every time?
Yeah.
Well, I would.
Sounds great.
Hey, it's super good with the authentic leagues and enhanced realism. Really great gameplay with that one. And then I go nowhere without this streaming device, the Roku, because it's great value. It's super powerful. It's tiny for the stick version, but if you have like the living room, this is a #1 selling streaming device in America. This is incredible. So this is a heavy duty one, Ultra HD 4K resolution out of this, 500,000 pieces of content you can get to.
So what's the deal?
The deal on that one, $50 off the Ultra, so it's about half price for Cyber Monday. Okay. So that's a really good deal. So $99.99 and $50 off of that.
It's $999,000 for that?
No, thank you.
That's a lot,
it's a really good. So this is from Microsoft. This is a Surface Laptop 2. This is like the latest and greatest laptop. 3 pounds.
It's so light.
Ultra thin, that is. Gorgeous. And you know what? In this right here is the lowest price I have seen in so long for this. So usually this high-end laptop is $1599.99, and right now it is $1299.99.
That's pretty good.
And that is with the state-of-the-art, latest 8th generation Intel Core processors inside. So it's super powerful, great performance with that.
Running out of time. Want to get to the last thing?
The last thing right here, you want a movie for, this is going to be coming out in just about a week. This everybody is talking about because on Rotten Tomatoes it's like 97%.
Which never happens.
It's a hit, right. It's great. Mission Impossible Fallout, now in 4K Ultra HD, critically acclaimed, smash hit. It's got this DVD combo pack, and it comes with an hour of bonus content you haven't seen anywhere else, and people are already raving about it. One of the best reviewed movies of all year. It's right now $5 off. I think it's going to go lower. It's $24.99.
So use your price tracker to watch that.
Yeah, at the last minute, because prices are fluid.
We got to run. Will you have these on your website?
Yeah, we'll put them up at cyberguy.com.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
I broke it.
Oh, gosh, he's breaking things. It is 37 minutes after the hour. They say don't bring a knife to a gunfight, but no one said anything about Swords, the off-the-rails robbery caught on camera. Oh, my God.
Still breaking it. The 8th Mission Impossible.
I'll read. And we've been talking about the deals all morning, but hundreds of Black Friday shoppers have already been cashing in all night long. We will take you live to the middle of the man. Public Safety Commission plans to recommend Florida law be changed so teachers who undergo background checks and training can bring guns on campus. The state teachers union and PTA opposed the proposal.
You could soon be forced to hand over your social media passwords if you want to buy a gun. Under a Democrat-sponsored bill in New York, up to 3 years of online history could be reviewed before granting firearm licenses. Now, supporters say it's a pretty good idea since some mass shooters do show warning signs on social media. Critics, though, say that it violates the Constitution. We'll see where it goes.
It is here, folks, the biggest shopping day of the year. People all across the country hitting the malls to score the best deals.
Fox business reporter Hillary Vaughn is live at a very busy mall, Garden City, New York, and it's relatively calm at this very early hour, right, Hillary?
Hey, Rob and Jillian, good morning. Well, here's the deal. This mall was open on Thanksgiving until about 2 a.m., and then they closed for just a few hours, and now they're opening their doors again for the daytime shoppers on Black Friday. We're seeing a trend here. More and more retailers are opening their doors earlier and earlier, which really means people are spending their cash a lot sooner. So pre-Thanksgiving deals are really rolling out, and you have Black Friday deals today. Americans have already spent $1.75 billion on Thanksgiving Day. That's not including the day before or Black Friday today. The number of shoppers we're expecting to see, that's up 29% from last year. Online sales are also booming. What's selling big is technology. We're seeing in the top selling products, Nintendo consoles, Amazon Fire TVs, and Amazon Echo speakers. For the first time this year, by 5 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day, online sales totaled $1.75 billion. That's up 28%. But the online traffic surge really did throw off some retailers. You have Walmart, Lululemon that suffered some of their sites crashing, people having trouble getting online.
I like being able to see what it is that I'm buying versus having to wait and see when it comes like in the mail.
And sometimes I've had it crash or have the websites just like there's so many people on at the same time. So to be able to still get the deals and not have to worry about if something sells out or crashes or whatever.
So people here just getting through the doors, but we've already seen a lot of people walking around with bags and bags of stuff. The one thing to note for online shopping for the first time ever, half of the people that were logging on were doing it on their phone, shopping from their mobile devices. So that's something we haven't seen before that we're seeing now. Back to you guys.
It's definitely what I do. Thank you.
Hillary, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, time now to check in with Steve Doocy and see what's coming up on Fox and Friends.
You know, I'm actually doing some shopping because we're going to have, here in 15 minutes, you'll see that Griff Jenkins and I have a problem that's going to need some rectifying. So we're going to have to do some shopping, not kidding. Coming up on Fox and Friends, Sean Spicer. You know him. He was a press secretary to the President of the United States, also former acting ICE director Tom Homan, Diamond and Silk, and former education secretary under President Ronald Reagan, Bill Bennett. That's going to be here. So we got a busy lineup on this day after Thanksgiving.
I bet you made a good turkey, Steve, because I know you like to cook.
And it came from his cookbook.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about
the Happy Cookbook?
This cookbook, which is available everywhere on Black Friday?
You like what I did there, Steve?
Yes.
Excellent.
Free promo. All right, Steve.
See you in a little bit.
You bet.
And coming up, is this what it's like at your office during the holidays?
Like everybody's attention.
Decorations can make you happier. It's easy to fall into the holiday blues. Here with her tips to make sure that doesn't happen is Fox News medical contributor Dr. Nicole Saphier. Thank you for being here. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And everyone.
All right, look, this time of year can get stressful for a lot of people. So what do we need to do, starting with perhaps social media?
Absolutely. So a lot of people tend to get a little feeling the blues this time of year, whether it's because of the stress, the anxiety, or just seasonal affective disorder, which happens during this time.
Cold, it's dark.
The first thing is you got to put down your phone. Oh, it's going to be hard for everyone, but let me tell you, that's the best thing that you can do for yourself, mental wellness. Social media, everyone's just putting their best out there. It's not reality. So if you feel the need to be on your phone, just send pictures to your family. Don't actually look at everyone else's because it fuels anxiety and depression. And then on top of that...
I can see both sides to that because I don't know. I like looking at my friends and their family and my family. I don't know.
So for a lot of people, that's wonderful, especially if you're very confident in yourself and very happy in your current situation. But if you have any sort of insecurities or feel like you're lacking anything, that can really fuel some negative emotions. And the truth is, those people on social media probably aren't as happy as they look there. We're all feeling kind of the similar.
Truth. All right, get to the gym.
Yeah, so...
And not just after New Year's.
Right. You got to get to the gym, and don't just get to the the gym because, oh, you want to lose weight, but get to the gym because it's good for your mental and physical health. That releasing of endorphins can actually make you feel better about yourself, and you're taking the time for you. You're not running around doing things for everyone else. So getting to the gym is great for your mental wellness, physical wellness. Don't just do it after the first of the year. Do it all the time if you can.
Right. Now, this next one seems very difficult this time of year.
I know.
You're challenging us.
I know. Limit your fatty foods and your alcohol intake. And let me tell you why. Not because obviously they increase the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke, which we see a lot more of that during this time of year, but they make you feel sluggish. They make you feel more tired afterwards, and that actually can fuel depression. So you have all these factors that are making us not feel great, even though in the moment they make you feel good, but over time, not so good whatsoever. And then we end up making up for it after the new year because we've all gained this weight.
And then that's when everyone wants to go to the gym.
Yes.
But so are you saying that we shouldn't reheat our Thanksgiving food or leftovers?
Well, I fully plan on doing that as soon as I get home. I mean, I want a 6:30 a.m. turkey sandwich.
Okay, so maybe start that after today.
Right.
Give yourself a break.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, come on. You can say no. The older I get, the more I say no to people. Like, limit yourself. We do a lot, and it's okay to say no to people. Cut yourself some slack and get sleep. You have to get a lot of sleep because sleep is crucial.
Yes, it is. But again, I mean, that goes back to it being a stressful time of year. It's Black Friday. You've got people out shopping. You've got people.
Well, I just did all that shopping
on
from the green room on my phone as you guys were talking.
But also this time of year, a lot of people try and work overtime because they're spending a lot of money on Christmas gifts and things for their family. So
you have to take care of yourself. And so if you're working more, you need to sleep more. You need to eat healthier. You need to make sure you're getting to the gym. You can't just run yourself ragged. You also really have to take care of yourself and for your family and for your friends.
I feel like she's going to be texting me in like a week saying, are you getting sleep? Are you doing this?
You're looking tired today.
Yes, thank you. Every day. Dr. Nicole Savary, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Rob.